So my tour of Australia has come to an end, and today is a day I can say it's all very well done. We have had very good response. Uh, I didn't expect that much everywhere. It was tremendous, and very great things have happened. Some miracles also during this visit, and one has to know that Sahajogis have to be with great potential manifesting. If they are, then it triggers very well. Otherwise, I cannot work out. For that, we have to understand that in Sahaja Yoga there is no sacrifice of any kind. Don't have to sacrifice anything. It's all the time blessings throughout. Don't have to sacrifice anything. And you don't have to suffer also anything. Nothing of the kind. I have told you about how my father was in jail, my mother was in jail, and how many times, and how we suffered during the War of Independence. We lost everything, all our properties, everything, for the War of Independence only. But this is the independence, the freedom of an absolute nature, not only for you, but for the whole world, for your children, for everyone. So it's a tremendous work. It's a very great achievement in the history of spirituality, in the history of the world. This is the greatest thing that has happened, is that people are transformed into a new awareness. Perhaps you are not aware of it. And we take it for granted, we don't understand the importance of it. And we get lost into smaller things and very wasteful things which are of no value. All these things will be going into the history. You must understand that. And where do you stand in that history? What will you be called? So now, first of all, there were problems with the leaders, all right. But there were some who stuck on to it. They didn't give it up. They did not give it up because the leaders were bad. Nobody wrote to me, all right. But they stuck on. But those who went away, why didn't they write to me? Why they went away? This is an escape from reality. This is an escape. To say that there was something wrong with the ashram people, there was something wrong with the leaders, of course it was. But you should have written to me, why didn't you write to me? Why did you take such decisions on your own and just left the Sahaja Yoga into lurch? You have to be people of quality. Otherwise, Sahaja Yoga won't work out. It's not meant for people who are mediocres. If there are few, doesn't matter. But there have to be people of quality. That is one thing for sure. Now, I have seen that everywhere people have taken here a view that it's better to have separate houses. But this is another absurd view. From where it has come into your heads, I don't know. Absolutely absurd. Against Sahaj is most a Sahaj view. Today only I was reading, 5 old ladies were killed by one man because they were living alone in every house. Such violence, such horrible atmosphere everywhere. Even for security, it's better that you live together, at least 8 people, 10 people together. There's no sacrifice in it. There's no sacrifice. On the contrary, if you live together, as I've told you, save money. Your children are looked after. Somebody is pregnant, she's looked after. There's somebody to look after you. But what is the gain of having another house? I don't understand. You have to work much harder, pay much more, but a kind of a ego satisfaction is there. And then they develop problems, I have seen. We've got cancer, we've got heart attacks, we've got this, my son has run away, that has happened. All this arbitrary behavior, and I'm supposed to be sort of responsible for everything. It's a complete liability. Once somebody comes to Sahaja Yoga, then he is a liability on us. But he has no responsibilities and he has no duties. only I have, that's not proper. So now I have to tell you today, very frankly, that you all have to live together, at least 8 to 10 people in a place. And don't fight, don't create groups. Group making is a very wrong thing. Before making any group, you write to me. You are all welcome to write to me and I'll attend to that letter if it is worth attending, because I know everything through vibrations. Don't talk against each other. It's a murmuring souls, and Christ has said such people will go to hell. It's not hell outside, I tell you it will be the hell here. It's hell here. I have seen people suffering. I am so frightened you have no idea. Don't play about with Sahaja Yoga at all. I'm just warning you, it's a very, very serious thing. People have got heart attacks, have got accidents, have got cancers, all kinds of things, and really I'm quite frightened that you people don't realize that there is another force working it out. So don't take arbitrary decisions. You are very safe in Sahaja Yoga. Stay in Sahaja Yoga, grow in Sahaja Yoga, enjoy in Sahaja Yoga. Everything is there available for you. And you don't have to do anything else except that keep together. It's a collective happening. It's a collective. If you are not in the collective, the divine is not interested in you at all. You are out of it. Only the collective gets the power. Only the collective is magnetic. Single person who lives away from collective all the time is something wrong with that person. If he cannot be collective, there is something wrong. Such a person should sit down, find out what's wrong with that person, must get it corrected. Absolutely corrected. And see to it that you are all right. Because this is for your benevolence. You want to lead a happy, healthy, good life, then be sensible, have some wisdom about it. And so some people who have been negative are still negative and just thinking on the same lines. So it's high time all of you have to work it out sensibly and understand it. There are leaders because I have to have communication. That's all. And they will communicate to me about you people. There are problems, they'll try to solve you. If they cannot solve it, they'll write to me and I'll have to see to it. There's not going to be any regimentation in Sahaja Yoga at all. It is a thing of love. But you must have love for yourself. I mean, you should be self-disciplined. Now imagine how I must have felt. I have come here. I've worked so hard for so many times I have been here. And when I come here, what I find, everything is broken down. It's so sad. Work so hard. Now next time I am going to see you all settle down in proper ashrams, in different places. Not for your own comfort you should think, but if you have an ashram, you put a center there. Every place you can have a center. In Bombay, I don't know, we have 18 or 21 centers in Bombay. That's how it increases and improves. You have centers everywhere. So it's available to people all the time. They would talk about it, meet every day. Evening time you all can meet, talk to each other. And you have one day in a week somewhere, in a school or something, a big place where you all meet. The more you meet, the more there is rapport, the more there is collectivity, the more there are blessings for each one of you and for all of you. It absolutely simultaneously works out. When there is no collectivity, no. When there is collectivity, everything. Everything is available to you. So don't try to break the collectivity by forming any groups or anything, nothing of the kind. If you find anything wrong, you have to write to me. But everybody's responsibility is to sustain the collectivity, to support it, to help it. If you find that somebody is talking about somebody else, then you say, no, he was talking very good about you. Why are you talking ill about that person? This is what Christ has said, that these are peacemakers. But somebody says something about Someone, oh, then you go and tell, oh, that one is like this. Then another one. We are not like common people, we are not ordinary people, we are saints. We have to respect each other, to love each other, to understand and enjoy each other. What will the children say tomorrow? So nobody should get away with this idea that we can have separate houses, live separately, and we are all right. Better take out all my photographs from them. They have no business. At least 8 persons should be there in one household. At least minimum. 8 to 10 people is a good idea. There's no safety, there's no progress, there's nothing in such houses where they live alone very nicely. Morning till evening they are cooking, cleaning, sweeping, swabbing, looking after the car, locking the house. What else are they doing? It's so boring to be alone. It's extremely boring. Now, I have already told you very clearly that we have to live together and let the children know each other, know everyone. They should know about their friendship. And it is so nice the way they love each other and the way they talk to each other and about their aunties and uncles they talk. So sweet. So many aunties and uncles to have is something so remarkable. To have so many nephews and nieces all over. And unless and until you have that kind of a feeling, it won't work out. Then if somebody finds something wrong with your child and tells you, don't get angry for that. Thankful. Try to improve your child. Improvement of your child is for the benevolence of the child. Not to feel bad, this is my child. This my business has to go a little bit, then I will come. If there is my house, my children, my car, my this has to go. Let us see how we start diverting our energies to a collective beauty, collective love, collective understanding. And if it is not, there's something wrong with you. Take it from me, something wrong. So either you are right-sided or left-sided. Find out and just get yourself cleared out. Clean out yourself. And you will understand that there was something wrong with you, nothing wrong with Sergio. All such ideas are going to completely blast Sergio and finish it off. They are selfish, self-oriented, absolutely out-of-date ideas for Sahaja. You can have one room each other for each one of them, and you can stay together, and you can have somebody as a leader, whomsoever you want. If you want, we can do rotation of leaders later on. If you like, that can be done also. But still, I would say that unless there is something wrong with the leader, it's not proper to remove such a leader. But whatever you suggest, I don't mind. But we have to have someone who is looking after you and informing me about you. But the wife of the leader is never a leader. Understand that. It's only the leader is the leader. Whether it's the husband or a wife of a leader is not a leader. And she should never behave like that. She has to be very motherly, kindly, and all the time looking after all the people in a more gentler way than the husband himself. That's the sign of a good wife of a leader. We have some. We have such women. And wherever there has been good ashrams, Sahaja Yoga has prospered. It has gone up to the governments, it has gone up to the intellectuals, it has gone up to such areas where we would never expect. Anywhere there has been. And most of the people now are in the ashram in the whole world. I hope you all understand the importance of it. Anything goes wrong with anyone here, immediately the telephone comes that something has gone wrong with such and such person is sick. Then I can tell you what is to be done, how to get that person cured. But supposing you are in some other house, it happened like this, one fellow was like that, and he met with an accident. Met with an accident, nobody knew. He was lying in the hospital. When he came to his consciousness, he called for somebody, then they told me. It's like one family. It's like one body. If something hurts here, the whole body knows. You must know how many there are with us. You'll feel so strong and happy. But first of all, you must develop that rapport. You must develop that love. You must develop that personality. Now, those who are left-sided, I've already told them what treatment they have to take. Take it seriously. Left-sidedness should not be allowed to grow at all. I tell you, it's very dangerous. All these horrible diseases that you have heard of, all of them, one and all, say epilepsy, mental derangements, you can say cancer, all psychosomatic. This mellitus, then there are other diseases like AIDS, all that. Attack only left-sided. Anybody who has left side, immediately try to get rid of it, left side. Right side shows so everybody knows. And you can throw away such a person. Or you can correct. But the left side, be very careful. Don't play about with the left side. Left side is very dangerous. To avoid that, don't mix up with people who are mentally deranged. Don't go to the hospitals where such people live. Don't try to cure people who are left-sided. They can be all cured on my photograph. And if somebody starts telling too much about their woes and all that, just shut your ears. All this left side comes from a kind of a self-indulgence, in the sense that you start thinking you are so miserable, you are so unhappy, you are no good and all that. So the right-sided are overconfident, the left-sided are diffident. But because they are diffident, see, all kinds of viruses can attack them. And these viruses are the thing which bring forth diseases which cannot be cured. So be careful on that part. Now, right-sided people trouble others. The left-sided trouble themselves. And the right-sided trouble others. They try to show off. They want to think they are too much. First sign of a right-sided is that he starts suddenly shouting. Or giving lectures also. That's another one. Thirdly, he tries to show off that he is a very big, great Sahajogi. There is nobody great in Sahajoga. Everybody is just the same. Just like all fingers are the same, every cell is the same, everybody is the same. So nobody higher and lower, there is no hierarchy in Sahajoga. Everybody must understand that we are all one, part and parcel of one body, and we don't have to consider ourselves higher or lower. So there are so many ways of expression of these boastful right-sided people. And you can pull their legs, all right, allowed. If somebody boasts too much, you just pull their legs. That's allowed. That's how in India, nobody can have ego, because from very childhood, somebody tries to show off, pull their legs. If somebody talks loudly, pull their legs. If somebody laughs loudly, pull their legs. I mean, anything somebody tries to do, overdo, just pull their legs. So it doesn't behove for a Sahajogi to be like that. Sahajogi has to be very dignified. Otherwise, why will people come to Sahajogi if we are just like them? We have to be exceptional, isn't it? And that's what I call dignified, loving, affectionate, kind, sweet. That's what is the beauty. So anybody who shouts, screams, gets angry, full of anger, this thing, bring one pin and just prick it. Allowed. And if he says anything, is to prick your ego. Show the pins, you see, like this, you will understand, all right, this is what I am. So, when you make fun of a person who is egoist, he may not like. But you show him a pin, he'll understand, oh God, I've got it. They are quite aware of their ego. They don't want to have it. There was a gentleman from Delhi. His son wrote to me saying that my father says that he is not allowed to speak at all, and he is feeling very sad about. So in the lecture I said that nobody has allowed to speak. After my tape, meditate, stay in that meditative mood and go home. Not that just after meditation, what cake I am going to have, all rush to the kitchen. It's very surprising. Even Indians are surprised at it. India people don't get so much to eat, but they are not hankering so much after food. Here the first attention is in the kitchen. All the time they are in the kitchen. How many times you take your tea is important. You should count how many times you are in the kitchen. I mean, you are still little babies, I tell you, in that respect. I don't think I have ever opened a fridge to take out even water for myself. Well, since I remember my life. Never. So this hankering after food is also another funny thing, that is, after meditation people just get up and go to eat. You must sit down, meditate. Now after meditation, if people start giving speeches, then the people are anxious to go to the kitchen, hear somebody giving lectures. So big problem starts between the two. They don't like it because they think, oh, there's a cake there, there's something biryani kept, and here it is, this gentleman is trying to give us a lecture. Nobody likes it. But it should be something very different, that we are in meditative mode. How can we come out of it? So I better tell you a story of Janaka, which is very important. He was the one, in the beginning, at the time of Sri Rama, he was the father-in-law of Sri Rama. His name was Raja Janaka. And he was a king. So all the saints used to come and bow to him. And he was a king. He used to live like a king. So one fellow, Nachiketa, asked his guru, he said, what is this you bow to this Raja? He's got all the wealth, he's got everything, wears all the ornaments, he has all the pomp and show. Why should you, a saint like you, go and bow to him? He said, he's Videhi. He's so detached, he's Videhi. He doesn't exist in his body. He couldn't understand. He said, all right, I'll go and see him. So he went and told him that, I want to become self-realized as you are. He said, you ask me everything I can give you, but no self-realization. All right, we'll see about it, he said. So one day they were having a bath. He said, let's go to the river, we'll have our bath. So he took this boy, they were sitting and having the bath, when some people came and told that your palace is burning and everybody is running away. So he was still in meditative mood, he wouldn't listen. Then they came back again, shouted, see now, your wife and children all have come out of it and they are all running away because the whole thing is getting burned. Still he was in meditative mood, least bothered. Then they said, now the fire is coming this side. And what are you doing? So Nachiketa got up and he caught hold of his clothes. He thought, I should wear my clothes, at least they'll be burnt. But he was still meditating. Then Nachiketa realized that he is Videhi. That's why Sitaji is called as Vaidehi, because she is the daughter of a Videhi. That's what we have to be. Where is our attention, we should say? We are meditating, take it deep down into yourself. That's a meditative mood. Keep yourself there. And after meditation, you just get up silently, sit for a while. I think best would be to have your food first and then meditate, if that is so. If you think that is proper. But I think if you have to get now into that new triggering, as I told you, into that new jumping that we have to do in Sahaja Yoga, if you have to catch that train, then you hurry up. You have to change all these ideas. You have had many houses, you have had many wives, many children in your previous life. You never had your realization. Now you have got it. So now just every individual, every one of you should not think of others, think of yourself. I have to do it. I have to get it. I have to work it out. This is what you have to do. Why should I miss it? It's a chance of many lives. The chance of many lives. And that's how you can jump over, work it out. We had lots of people in Australia, and if they had worried about themselves as to what I have done for Sahaja. So in the morning, you just decide what I am going to do for Sahaja and myself. In the evening, what have I done for myself and what have I done for Sahaja. Myself doesn't mean selfishness, but for my ascent. Every day, you start a diary and write it down. You face yourself. No excuses, nothing. If you are left behind, what can we do? We can't help it. That is how you'll find all kinds of blessings will come to you. You'll be able to save money, you'll be able to save time, you'll get good jobs. All your problems can be solved if you really surrender yourself to that Parama Chaitanya. Everything can be done. But as long as you have this narrow-mindedness and these narrow ideas about yourself, till then it won't work out. This drop has to become one with the ocean. Then ocean takes over. And I am sure that can work out. And you have basically a very good point here because you are born on the land of Sri Ganesha.